Shalom. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, underneath Commander General Yohana. We're not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group. Tonight's topic, man, we're going to go into something that is very heavy, man, that we need to address, man. You know what I'm saying? Tonight we're going to go into that interracial marriage, man. You know, our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have a problem with marrying outside of their own nation, man. It's like we don't understand the type of destruction that comes from us as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians marrying outside of our own nation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at our condition right now, and you look at the love Black people have for each other, Hispanics and Native Indians, and you wonder why we don't have so much love for each other, man. You know, so many of our people have taken the love that we should give to one another and start to give it to these heathens, man. And us loving these other nations has always been the downfall for the nation of Israel, man. And not just for the nation of Israel alone. That was the same thing that happened with our people, that happened with the people of Adam. You know, we're going to go into why the Most High destroyed the earth, man, back then. It's like it. A lot of our people think, you know, marrying outside of your own is something glorious to do, man. You know, something good to do is to, especially down here in the South. Brothers down here in the South have a very, very bad problem with marrying outside of their nation. And when I say marrying outside their nation, I mean marrying these heathens. Because according to the Bible, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 lost tribes of Israel. And those should be the only people you should be marrying. If you so-called a Negro, so-called Haitian, so-called Jamaican, you know, so-called South American, you know what I'm saying? Our Latinos, our Mexicans. You're only supposed to be marrying your own people amongst your own nation, man. You shouldn't be going out there and marrying these heathen nations. You know, you look at the situation now with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians marrying outside their nation, and you look at the love that we have for each other and how it's been given to these heathens. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Serena Williams, man. Serena Williams is a perfect example. They coming out with a movie for Serena Williams, digging a little more into her life and how hard Serena and Venus Williams' father had to fight to get his daughters in a better position when it came to them playing tennis. Because we all know that tennis at one point in time was a Caucasian sport, and it was a sport only played by Caucasians. But their father, Venus and Serena Williams' father, worked hard to train his daughters to be some of the best tennis players in the world. He trained them to be the best tennis players in the world. He battled with these devil oppressors like these reporters, different organizations that would boo his daughters. Especially when they were playing tennis. You know, imagine some of the things that he had to hear while watching his daughters play tennis. You know, one thing about their father was he would sit in the crowds while his daughters played tennis. And imagine some of the things he had to hear from these heathens. Imagine what he had to listen to while watching his daughters play tennis, man. You know, the racism that they experience. You know, the things that they were called while he was watching his daughters play tennis. And his daughter, Serena Williams, I'm not too sure about Venus Williams, but I know for sure that daughter, Serena Williams, went and married a Caucasian man. And she did all of this after she found out that her father had dementia. It wasn't in the same mind frame no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, she went and did this after her father caught dementia and wasn't in his right mind anymore. which is a horrible thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start giving your love to these heathens, you start to hate your own people. You wonder why all of these Christian pastors in the black community hate their own people. They hate their own people because they love these heathen nations. When you start loving these heathens, guess what? You start wanting to be like these heathens. You start to desire the things that they want. Think about it like this. If you love these heathens and you start to consider yourself a so-called oppressor or Caucasian man, what are you going to want that he has the most? Anybody in the class, can I answer that question? When you start to love your oppressor to the point to where you start to act like him and do the things that he does, and you start to love the things that he loves, what are some of those things going to be that you're going to love the most? Sister Yila, what's going on, sis? That's true money. That is damn right. That is damn right. It's like my number 2 answer, but I'm looking for the number 1 answer. Because that's true. When you start to love your oppressor and you start to think like him and want the things that he wants, you're going to love his money. You're going to want to be rich. But this is like, what do the men who love these oppressors want the most? This is what the so-called black, Latino, Native Indian men, when they start to act like the oppressor, you know what I'm saying? What do they want the most that their oppressor has? Since you right too, person your own people. But what's the number 1 thing that they want, especially black men? What's the number 1 thing black men want when they start to become like the oppressor? Because they want what he has. Give that brother D'Angelo a hand. That is the number 1 answer. You know what I'm saying? And the sisters got it right too. But the number 1 answer I was looking for was his women. And the sisters are right. When you start wanting their women, guess what else you start wanting? You start wanting you start wanting to oppress your own people. You start wanting his money. Like even Kazakh, right? You start wanting his privileges. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think you see brothers who might think that this system loves them? Like, what's a good example? I'm trying to think of a good example. Like that brother who was in the military. He was an Ephraimite brother. He was in the military. And the police pulled him over while he was in his uniform, maced him and pulled him out of his car. And he was just so much in shock and disbelief on why this had happened to him. Because in his mind, he felt like, I love America. I love these oppressors. I love their women. I love everything about this place. But you're going to have the audacity to mace me in my face and drag me out the cop car and do these things? Yeah, because in the eyes of the oppressor, he doesn't give a damn how much you love him. He's still going to hate you. And he doesn't want you with his women, man. And that's why it's so disgusting when you see a black, Latino, Native Indian man walking hand in hand with the daughters of the oppressor, man. Walking hand in hand with the devil, with the oppressors, man, with these devil's children. Like everybody said, man, like when you start to do that, you start to want all of the things they have, man, like their money. You know, you start to oppress your people. You want his privileges. You know what I'm saying? You want his power. You want all of these various things. But the number 1 thing, especially as a black man, what black men want the most is, they want that woman. They want that pale-skinned, baloney-smelling Edomite woman, man. That's what they want the most, man. And it is truly disgusting, man. Because when you take that love that you should be giving to a black, Native Indian, or Latino woman, and you give it to the daughter of an oppressor, what good are you for your people, man? what are you going to do for your people? You know, the love that you should have for your people is going to start to divert away from them, because she's going to lead you away from the love from your own people, and she's going to make you love her people. You're going to start to love her people, man. But let me show you what Adam did, man. Show you what Adam did. Adam did something that we should be doing today, especially as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian men. Adam did something that we all should take heed of as Black men and Latino men and Native Indian men and Native Indian women and Latino women. This is what we should be doing besides marrying outside of our nation, man. You know, we know a brother right now that's on this same strip we are on right now who loves the oppressor so much that he hates his own people. He hates his own people, man. And it is truly disgusting, man. You hate your own people because you in the bed with the daughter of an oppressor. And you get mad at us because we don't want to speak to your rib. We don't want to speak to your wife. We don't associate ourselves with your wife. Now, how you gonna be mad at us for doing something the Most High told us to do, man? It's disgusting, man. Now, let me find you what Adam did. Let me show you what Adam did in the scriptures, man. If you could, man, go to the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 19. All right, I'm going to start at the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 19. I'm going to show you something that Adam did, man. I'm going to show you a tradition that Adam started. And it was a righteous thing for him to do, man. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 19. So I'm going to start at 18. The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 18. All right, let me get it, okay. And let me start at 17. Let me get y'all... Let me get you something. Start at 17. Well, 16. The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 16. And the Most High God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in that day, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Now let me see if anybody knows, what is it talking about when it says the knowledge of good and evil? What does it mean when the Most High says that in the scriptures, man? The knowledge of good and evil. See if anybody's in the class. What does it mean in the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 17, when it says, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil? That's right, sis. You right. You right on it too, sis. Sister Sharab, right. Give her a hand on that too. She's correct on that. But I'm going to add a little more onto it. Sis said, good knowledge is of our customs, and the evil knowledge is of the heathen customs. That's right. That is true. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of good and evil, sis is right, because you can tie this all in together. It's like, if the Most High tells you to do something, it's good that he's telling you. If he says don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, that's good. But when does it come bad for you? If the Most High has told you all the things to do good, when does it become bad for you? If I tell you not to eat shrimp, crab, lobster, and not being homosexual, I'm telling you all of these good things. But when does it become bad? That's right. That's right. Your sister hand, she's right. Angelo, you right on it too. You said the results that come with doing good and evil. That's right. That's right on to it. And sis is right. You know what I'm saying? Sis is right. It's when you start to go against what the Lord say, you get to find out how evil the Most High is. It's like when a father tells you don't touch the stove because the stove is hot, and you disobey what your father says, and you go and touch the stove. Now you don't got burnt. Now you just found out good and evil. Your father tried to tell you what was good, but you didn't want to listen and you wanted to go do evil, and you got burnt. It's no different than now. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point in time, we didn't have to learn the knowledge of good and evil because the Most High told us what to do, and it was good. We knew everything was good when it came to doing what the Most High told us to do. But we wanted to go do evil, and we went against the Most High. We went against the Most High. All right, I'm going to keep reading. It says, but of the tree of knowledge of the good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in that day for that day thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Verse 18, and the Most High God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a help meet for him. And this is what the Most High is saying. The Most High is telling Adam, I'm going to make you a help meet. I'm going to make you somebody that's going to be able to help you. All right. Verse 19, and of the ground the Most High God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, but them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. Verse 20, and Adam gave names to all the cattle, to the fowl and of the air, and to every beast of the field, but for Adam there was not found any help meet for him. Verse 21, and the Most High God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. We're getting into the breakdown. What does it mean when the Most High caused a deep sleep to fall upon you? What does that mean when the Most High say he causes a deep sleep to fall upon you? I got to answer. I got Kazakh Shapar. Kazakh Shapar said, lack of understanding. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. The Most High puts a deep sleep upon you. You're really not paying attention. And think of it like in slang. Anybody knows slang? What does it mean when we say, you sleeping on him? Hey, you sleeping on the old girl. What does it mean when we say that? When we be like a situation happening, you be like, hey, you better start sleeping on them boys. That's right. Sis is right also. She's right. Adam was not aware of what he was doing. That's exactly right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not paying attention. Like sis said, you're not aware. You know what I'm saying? You're not aware of what's going on. So Adam got put into a deep sleep. He wasn't like how the Christians love to say. Christians say when Adam got put into a deep sleep, they believe a UFO abducted Adam and put him underneath some type of amnesia. I've heard it. I read the stories. I've seen the stories. This is what Christians really believe. They believe Adam got sucked into a spaceship and put to sleep with amnesia. What's that called? With the medicine, they put the little mask on your face and you fall asleep. That's what they believe. I've heard it. And I was like, damn, these people are real idiots. All right, I'm going to keep reading. And it says, and the Most High God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he wasn't paying attention. He was lacking. He wasn't even paying attention. He was just walking around chilling. He wasn't paying attention. And it says, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh inside thereof. And it says the Most High took one of his ribs. Where does a rib come from? And what is a rib? Right, Shirai, you're right. It says anesthesia. They believe Adam got sucked into a spaceship and got anesthesia put on his face. Where the hell they get that from? I have no idea. Christian church is Looney Tune. That's why you should stay out of there. They think the Bible is a mythological book, but it is not that. Now, back to that question. What does it mean when it says Adam slept, and the Most High closed up one of his ribs? Right, y'all right, family. But what like think of it not in that sense. What y'all saying is correct. But let's think of it as in the doctor form. What is a rib compared like to a doctor? If you're a doctor and they say one of your ribs is broken, what is that rib? What is the rib? What is it? And where does the rib come from? You right, sis, but I'm trying to break it down for people that might not have never heard this, because Christians read this and they just lose their damn mind when they hear this. I think I'm gonna give it to you for time's sake. Sure, you right. That's right, sis. A close part of you. Think about it. A rib is a bone. A rib is a bone. And where does that rib come from? It comes from your side. That rib comes from your side, and it is a bone. I'm just breaking this down for Christians who might be in the school class watching. You know what I'm saying? They probably on the internet, keyboard thugs, internet gangsters. You know, they probably watching. They need to be watching. But that rib is a bone that comes from your side. Just remember that. Remember what I just said. That rib is a bone that comes from your side. All right, I'm going to keep reading. It says, and the Most High God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And make sure you remember that thereof right there too. Verse 22, in the rib which the Most High had made, So like had taken from man and made he woman and brought her into the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. I'm pretty sure y'all know what this answer is. What did the Most High mean what did Adam mean when he said this? Right, you had said it earlier, sis. I'm gonna give it to y'all from time's sakes. Eve was from. Okay, we're gonna break down what does it mean when it says, "Ye are now flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone," or it says, "You are now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." That's right. Sis is right. It's a family tree. But I'm gonna get y'all the scriptures and the breakdown on it to show y'all. Let me get these scriptures before y'all. Bear with me a minute, y'all. Salakia, bear with me, y'all. All right. All right, if you could, go to the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 5. All right, let's get this for y'all. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 5. It says, Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Jeroboam, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. I got a lot of good answers. I got all the right answers. We got, this is my family tree. And that's right. We're going to use that. We're going to use this as my family. That's what that bone means. You know what I'm saying? That's what flesh means. That's what he meant when he said, when Adam said, now bone of my bone and flesh. He said, now this is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. You know, what he was saying was, this is family of my family. Because she was his family. Adam started a tradition that is still kept today in the nation of Israel. We only marry inside of our own nation of people. That's how we do things. We only marry inside of our own people. If you're not black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, listen, just go on. Because we love black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women here in the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me go back to this scripture right here. It says, the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 23. And Adam said, Now this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Adam made a family with his family. Like, Eve was his distant cousin, and they went and had sex, and they started to build up a nation. All right, I'm going to keep reading. Verse 23, and it says, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And she should be called woman because she was taken out of man. You know what I'm saying? She ain't had no surgery or no dumb, stupid stuff like that, like they like to say in the Christian church, that the Most High did a surgery on Adam. Like, sheesh. Sheesh. That's, Christianity is a hell of a drug, man. All right, I'm going to keep reading. It says, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Verse 24, therefore shall all man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto the wife, and they shall be one flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh-wee. The Most High said, like, this happened, like, you know what I'm saying? Sheesh. Adam married this woman and said she became bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh. Like, he took this family member and made a family with her. It was something that wasn't done back then, because in those days, the earth was just created maybe like a long time ago, according to the time of Adam. And everybody was just marrying whoever they wanted, doing whatever they wanted, sleeping with whoever they wanted, eating anything unlawful. Like, they didn't care if it had, they didn't care. Like, they don't care if it was living underneath a rock. They kicking it out from underneath the rock, and they gonna take it. Like, it's horrible, man. All right, I'm gonna keep reading. All right, and it says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one. What does it mean when it says they shall be one? Somebody help me to understand that. And you know, with the Christian church, you don't heard it all. What does it mean in biblical terms when it says Salaka? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get married to a woman, you supposed to not disassociate with yourself with your mother and your father, but now it's time for you to be an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for you to raise your own family, because families knew that back then. The children, you know what I'm saying? Children with the wife and everything, they had everything situated better than how things are today. All right, I'm gonna keep reading. And then it says, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall both be one. Should be flesh like it. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. Now, what does it mean when it says they were naked? Right. You're right, sis. It's like, when you marry this woman, it's time for you to take on the role as being a provider, being a husband, and, being a father. That's what you do when the father gives you his daughter. You marry off and he gives you his daughter hands. That's him telling you that, hey, I believe you can take on the responsibility that I had as a father with this girl, and now I'm giving it to you. All right. And then when they do that, when they get married and they become together as one flesh, it doesn't mean that they merge together and they turn into a whole different creature. Because that's what a lot of people believe when they have heard this from their Christian church. They believe the pastor was right. They believe the pastor is telling them truth. And the pastor tells them when it says that a man should cleave unto his woman and a woman should cleave unto him and they should become one, like he doesn't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand it. They think you're going to transform into some creature and now y'all two done became one and she got your face, but she got your arms and your legs. Like, good night. That's what Christianity teaches you, man. That's what Christianity, it has you believing in bullcrap myths and mythology. And you start believing that the Bible is a fairy tale book when the Bible is a list of different events that happen to us and our people, man. Right, and Sister Shirai got the breakdown on this one. She said, they walked in the truth, but they were not ashamed of it. But they were ashamed of the truth. That's true. It's like they believed in the truth. They knew about the scriptures and everything, but they must have had somebody on the outside talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Encouraging them not to do the things that we do inside that school, man. All right. Got some more comments. This is... All right. I'm going to go to the next scripture. Well, I'm going to keep reading. Verse 25. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not afraid. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to keep reading a little bit. I'm going to break this scripture down for y'all too. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 3. The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 22. It says, and the Most High God said, behold, the man is become one of us, to know good and evil. And now let's put therefore his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live wherever. Like it. All right, I'm going to read that again. It says, therefore the Most High God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he came taken. Verse 20. Verse 24, so he drove out their man, and he, you know what I'm saying, he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, and a flaming sword, which, you know what I'm saying. So Adam married this woman when they laid down and had sex, and they became one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't been in certain places, you know, like the scripture said, you don't became one with this woman. A lot of us in the truth, we are one with our woman. You know what I'm saying? We do things together, work out things together, we organize things together, you know what I'm saying? Because me and that woman have both become one. All right, let me keep reading. Salaki. All right, let me get back to this. It says, I'm going to start at 20. And it says, Adam called his wife's name Eve because she was the mother of all living creatures. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Most High, Salaki. Salaki. It says, all right. Verse 23. Therefore, the Most High God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till. All right. It says, and the Most High God, therefore, the Most High God sent him from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he came from. Because if anybody knows anything about the scriptures, Malcolm had not Malcolm, but he had became the leader over the whole nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Came the whole Salaki. Salaki. Let me get some more scriptures on that. All right, Salaki. I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Most High. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of the sheep, but Cain was a little taller off the ground. Verse 43. In the process of the time, it came to pass that Cain brought all right, Salaki. All right. So now we're going into this part of how. Let me get to Noah. Sheesh. All right. Let me get to this. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 7. And the Most High said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth. Both, sorry. All right. It says, and the Most High said, I will destroy the man whom I have created from. Okay, kind of. It's sheesh. It says, I will destroy man whom I have created from the fence of. All right. It says, verse 9. These are the generations of Noah, Noah's son. Read it again. It says, for the repent. I'm going to keep reading. Verse 2, the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean when it says that, Salaki? It says the son, it says, all right, Salaki. All right, the book of Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And when it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Now, what does it mean? Anybody in the class, what does it mean when it says the sons of God? If you wanted to shorten that word up, what would it be today? Damn right. That's it's like it. What does the word? What does it mean when somebody says sons of God? Shirai, you right, sis. Sis is right. Israelite men, Israelites, the prince of power. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the sons of God are. You a prince of the power. That's what this scripture is saying. It says the sons of God, which would be, you can say the prince of power, either or. All right. The sons of God, which would be what we are today. We are the sons of God. All right. And it says the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. All right, it says the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Most High said, my spirit shall not strive with man. It says, shall not strive with men. For that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. And what did the Most High mean when he said this? What did the Most High mean when he said he doesn't want to strive with men? I'm going to give it to you for time's sake. When the Most High says he's not going to always strive with men, I'm going to get the definition for what strive means. strive. Right, because like you're right, to put up with them. Like the strive means to put up with them. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to break it down for our people. The Most High was saying he's not going to continue to put up with men too much longer, man. He's not going to do it too much longer anymore, man. Like, he's not going to strive with you, even to this day. The Most High is not finna continue to strive with men on this planet. He's the Most High. What the hell he got to strive with you for? Now, let me ask you a question. Did the Most High strive with a lot of Israelites when he came up here? Slacking. I'm saying, you think the Most High is striving with a lot of our Israelite brothers now? Nah. The Most High is getting tired of us, man, because we don't want to come back and follow him. We don't want to come back and follow what the Most High has told us to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to do our own, like how the sister said, don't worry about it, I'm doing me. You know, sisters love to say that, man. Brothers too, which is weird. But the Most High said, I'm not going to continue to wrestle with men. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to keep reading. Meaning also, like, the Most High is not going to continue to put up with men. All right? And it says, my spirit should not always strive with him. So like with man. For that he also was flesh, yet his days should be 120 years. You know what I'm saying? And what is the Most High saying when he said this? He says, for that he should always do. Yeah, right. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Most High told us that we got to take care of our women. We do that, but it's like, man, it's crazy, man. I can't even feel like it. And it says, and the Most High said, my spirit should not always strive with men, for he also is flesh, yet his days should be 140. You know what I'm saying? Salakin. All right. Verse 4. It says, there were giants in the earth in those days. Now, somebody help me to understand what does it mean when it says giants in the earth these days. It says that, and there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men, that's right. Get sister hand. That's what a giant is. A well-known, powerful man. Like in this world today, you have a lot of giants in here, man, who are powerful. Like Floyd Mayweather's a giant. Even though he's short, he's still a giant because he's just powerful. Who else we got? You know what I'm saying? Those are some giants. Like Michael Jordan is a giant inside of America. These places are where the giants roam, man. You know, it's just like back then. You had people that were held at high standards back then. Ain't no telling what they was doing, but they had a lot of respect. All right. And it says, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came into the dangers of men, It says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of men all right, I'm gonna keep reading. It says, the sons of the Most High Salakia. And it says, there were giants in the earth in those days, with people with high standards, pretty like, people who had rank inside of their economy back then. All right. It says, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came to the daughters of the men, and they bare children, to which to them the same became mighty men, which were of old age. It's like a word of old renown and renown. All right, and this is what happened. You had our people, man, the sons of God, going to sleep with the daughters of men. That was something that our people done back then. Now let's find out what the Most High did. Verse 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, and that every and the Most High saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth. It says, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Verse 6. And it repented the Most High that he had made man on earth. Sheesh. Crush like, good gracious. All right. Verse 6. And it repented the Most High that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at all his days. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Most High was grieved by the fact that he had made Adam, man. Well, he had made the people of Adam, because they were just deliberately going out and just sleeping with whatever heathen that they could. You know what I'm saying? Desperate for more heathen. Like, it made the Most High upset, man. It grieved the Most High in his heart, man. Verse 7. And the Most High said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the feast of the fields. Like, the Most High spread it out. The Most High said, man, you know what I'm going to do, man? He said, I got something for y'all. All right. Verse 7. And the Most High said, I will destroy the man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast. All right, I'm going to keep reading. And it says, verse 7, it says, and the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I created from the face of the earth, both man and beast. All right. Okay, verse 7. And the Most High said, I will destroy man who I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing. Like it, y'all bear with me tonight. All right, let me keep reading. Salaki. All right. So back then, man, you had our people back then, the people of Adam, sleeping with the daughters of men. No different than what our people do today, man. You got brothers today who just love the daughters of the oppressor, man. Which makes no sense at all. Like, how can you love the same nation of people that have destroyed your people, man, for the past 400 years? How can you? How can you sit down at that table? How can you sit amongst that? If you do sit amongst these people and you having dinner, you're conversating, and you about to marry one of their women, you do that because you hate your own people, man. And it's obvious that you can tell this. Like, you hate your own people. That's all it is. It's just that you hate your own people. Rather than be with a sister, you'd rather go get the daughter of an oppressor, man. Rather than be with a brother, you'd rather go get the son of an oppressor, man. Or East Indian. I haven't seen too much of that. I haven't seen too many brothers and sisters marry them East Indians. I mean, we can give a hand clap to that, but good night. These oppressors, our people are just in love with them, man. I'm talking about just plain out in love. Brothers will fight you, kill you. Sisters will fight. Like we get told that we racist so much because we don't support interracial marriage that it's ridiculous. It's like we don't support it. You're not going to force us to do it. We learned from the past on what happened when we began to love all of these other nations. When you begin to want to jump in the bed with these other nations. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we shouldn't marry. And it angered the Most High to see us doing this back during the time of Adam. All right, I'm going to keep reading. All right. Verse 7. And the Most High said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast. And the creeping things and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. So why did the Most High destroy the earth, man? Shit, I got to target right here. Why did the Most High destroy the earth, man? Why was the Most High tired of the sons of God? Why was he tired of the sons of his power, man? You know, the answer is kind of like right here. That's right. Sister's right. Give her a hand. We were not doing what the Most High told us to do, and we were marrying heathen women. We were marrying heathen women. Like, sheesh. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, they still do that today, man. All right, I'm gonna keep reading. Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High. It says, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High. And let me ask you a question. Why did the Most High, right, you're right, young man D'Angelo, interracial marriage. Now, why did the Most High found grace in Noah? You're right, interracial marriage. Sheesh, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand why brothers would rather give all of their love to these oppressors rather than to their own people, man. It's like, but that's a part of what happens when you've been oppressed by this nation for so long. You begin to develop a hatred for your own people and a love for the same people who have oppressed you for 400 years, which makes no sense at all. Makes no sense at all. The same people that tell you how to live your life are the same ones who do all type of craziness. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. Give sis a hand, man. She right. Noah married flesh of his flesh. He married flesh of his flesh, bone of his bone, man. And there's so many precepts to help back this up, man. I'm going to pull a couple for you so brothers can put this in their arsenal, man. I'm going to get y'all another scripture, man. All right, the book of Samuels. 2 Samuel, chapter 5, verse 2. Well, I'm going to start at the book of Samuel, 2 Samuel, chapter 5, verse 2. Also in the time, no, Salakin, wrong scripture. All right, we'll start at 2 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 5. It says, also in the time past when Saul was king over us, it says, thou waste he the leaders out of Salakin.
My green light card came in the mail today.
All right. Damn, I lost that scripture, man. It's like it. Like, you got to think about this, man. The Most High destroyed the earth during the time of Noah was because the sons of God wanted to have sex with women that were not of their flesh, man. They wanted to sleep with these strange and weird women, man. And the Most High wiped out the whole entire earth except for one person, man. Like you should think about that when you decide to go lay down with some heathen. You know, you out there with Becky with the doggy string of hair and you think you got something. And you got a dog. And I remember we knew a brother like that. I remember a brother came into the hood with his Edomite oppressor woman, and he hopped out the car, and he was acting kind of proud, acting very proud, like he had something, like he got out. And the mother of his children, who was a sister, she called him out in front of everybody. You know, we in the hood, we in the ghetto. So we chilling. She called him out. She said, Negro, she said, I know you ain't trying to act brand new because you with that white girl. And everybody looked at the white girl, and even she felt ashamed to where she had to kind of try to hide her face a little bit. And they was on him like, you think you doing something because you with her? You know, you with that oppressor's daughter, you think you better than us now? You know, it's like you trying to come over here and give us money, take your money, keep your money, and you gonna leave out with that oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Like, marrying these heathen women, man, destroy us as a nation of people, man. It has us doing some of the weirdest things. Look at these brothers, man, who marry these heathen women, man. Be out there with the khaki shorts on above their knees, Dockers, whatever, Sperry's with no socks on. Like, you start trying to be like the heathen, man, for their love. You start learning how to do the things that they do and want all of their things. You like even talking like them. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, I thought you was a brother. You are, but you love the oppressor so much. All right, so I'm gonna keep reading. And let me show you what else happened, man. When our people try to love these disgusting heathens, man. When we try to love and be a servant to these heathens, man, and marry their daughters. Let me get you a scripture, man. If you could, like, everybody go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 1, and we're going to start from there. And we're going to go into somebody who was a pioneer in the nation of Israel, man. Like, the Most High destroyed the whole entire earth because his sons wanted to lay down with these heathen women. And the Most High wiped the whole entire earth out, man. Now let me show you something else that happened to one of our brothers who thought it was good to marry these different women, man. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Hittites. I mean, it's like the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Hittites, and the Zidonianites. Like, King Solomon loved filthy, disgusting heathens, man. He loved Africans. He loved oppressors. He loved Elam, Moab. He was just sheesh, man. Like, King Solomon even fell victim because he wanted to interracially marriage, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep reading. All right, verse 2, and it says, of the nations concerning which the Most High said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come into you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. And that's what happens, man. When you start to love these heathens, that love that you're supposed to have for the Most High and those things you're supposed to do, you don't do it anymore because you love the heathen. You love the heathens. You know what I'm saying? You love everything about it. And those things, when you start to do that, you start to disassociate yourself from the Most High and the culture that He's taught us. You know what I'm saying? Like the Most High gave a law for us not to do this, man. We'll just leave it there for today, man. It's Salakia. We're going to close it out a little early, man. You know it's Monday night class. Salakia, bear with me, y'all. It's been a long day with these damn oppressors, man. Kind of got me thrown off a little bit. But, you know it's Monday night, man. General Yohana's doing the grill tonight. You need to tune in. It starts at 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, tune in tonight. Watch the grill, man. It's going to be live. It starts at 9 o'clock. Watch Black Watch. You know, watch it all and learn, man. Pay attention and learn. You know what I'm saying? With that, Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 through 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. It'll be the memorial of blowing the trumpets. It'll be the first day of the 7th month. You can read about this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Now, remind Achman Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom.